Oh, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning meditation. It is another long Monday already. Still in the process of my move. I will probably have a different background until I get everything settled. So that's just the way it is right now. Ah, gosh, I I have been unpacking boxes like a madwoman still. I think I probably said that last week because that's what I was doing last week also. I think I'm finally nearing the end and now it's just finding where to put everything. So it's coming together slowly but surely, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be able to share my progress with you every single Monday morning until this is all done. So anyway, as I have been scurrying around this morning, I had my own meditation time earlier today, and I was just noticing how um, I had somebody come and pick up some stuff and remove it for me, and all of that already this morning. So as I was meditating, waiting for all of that to be taken care of, I was just noticing the unsettledness that I was feeling about a task needing to be done. And I am a task person. I love my to-do lists. I love checking things off. I am very organized that way. And sometimes I have to remind myself that I'm not in charge. Just because I have my list and just because I know how to do things doesn't mean that I am in charge of anything else but what's going on with me in the moment. So it was a very good reminder today that that I can just relax and go with the flow. And just really had a nice time in my own meditation time reminding myself of that and just letting go and bringing myself back to my center. So I would love to continue that with you today. You know, as we meditate, a lot of people stop their meditation practice. They start it and then they decide, my mind is too going too wild. I can't quiet my mind. I'm not going to meditate. I'm not going to try. But meditation builds that practice of being able to learn how to quiet the mind and calm the body and all of that. It's so important. And the purpose of meditation, yes, is to calm the body, quiet the mind. There's a lot of benefit to that, as we've talked about so many times on Mondays. But there's also self-awareness that comes when we sit with ourselves. Like for myself this morning, just noticing my impatience and noticing how I wanted to move things forward and how out of control I was feeling because of there were many steps to the process this morning, um, and that were not in my control, and trying to make things happen, and really just noticing, again, noticing having to step back and stop and walk away from whatever the next message was that I was going to send to get everything handled. And when we sit in our meditation time, these are the things that get highlighted. You know, our fears become highlighted, our impatience becomes highlighted, our um, the patterns of our busy mind become highlighted. And that's a good thing because then we can do something about it. Being able to see that this morning helped me be able to just calm down and um, be in the flow more during this already busy morning than I was gearing up to be. And it was so helpful, because I know that since that was coming up as a pattern for myself in this situation, it's a pattern in a lot of different situations. So that that little piece of self-awareness this morning, I can look at other areas of my life and see, okay, where am I doing that in other areas of my life? And where I can breathe more, breathe better, and again, practice being in that flow outside of meditation time as well. So we are going to practice one of the, I'm going to share with you, one of the visualizations I was using in my meditation this morning was unplugging from what was happening on the outside and what was not happening on the outside, and unplugging my own attachments to what result I wanted, and just unplugging from that and coming back to my center. So, as we do our meditation time this morning, I invite you to have some kind of visualization like that, where you're just sometimes I'll imagine a wire being pulled out of whatever it is and plugged into my heart, plugged into my center. And our imagination can be used that way to unplug and redirect that energy. And it really does make a difference to be, if we're going to be active in our minds anyway with these patterns that are coming up, it's better to use that to our advantage. So we can just visualize unplugging in some way. That was the only unplugging or rewiring, taking the wire out and putting it into my heart, my center, was my own visualization. If that works for you, great. If not, then come up with your own. I'm sure there's others that I can't think of right now, but your imagination can, your visualization power can create a visualization that works for you. My mentor, Jane Elizabeth Hart, used to talk about pushing the stop button on a tape player, a cassette tape player, if you remember what those are. You know, pushing the stop button when her mind would go, she would push the stop button, and then re listen, redirect her listening to that inner quiet. So there's lots of different ways you can visualize what works for you. And I invite you to just kind of see what shows up as you're unplugging from the outside, whether it's the news or family situations or work situations or moving situations, whatever your outside distractions are and pulls are, just have a visualization where you can back off from those outside things and redirect to the inside. So I invite you to get comfortable in your chair if you're not already. Take a couple of deep breaths. And we relax into our own center. I invite you to focus on your breath, just feeling it moving through its own power. Just watch that breath for a few moments, calm and still. If you notice that your breath is too shallow and just coming from the activity of the lungs, just let your focus be on the belly and bringing that calm, natural, easy breath in through the belly instead of the chest. And just watch that breath, calm, smooth. And feel that calm breath relaxing the body. Just give your body permission to melt into your chair. And I invite you to just notice what your mind is doing this morning. What is it focusing on as you are focusing on your breath? What are those thoughts that are distracting? Just picture yourself in some way, shape, or form unplugging from those topics, unplugging from those thoughts, letting them evaporate, and putting that energy back into your center. We're just letting the world be what it is right now. It's okay. We're safe. In this moment, we are together. Check in with the breath to make sure you're breathing and that it's calm, steady. And anytime thoughts arise, just unplug from them and plug that energy into your center. This is our time together when nothing else is needed. There are no problems. There are no issues. Just let them all go and be nurtured by this breath, by our center, by our stillness. Just keep unplugging from the any distraction that comes into mind. Plug that back into your center. Direct that energy back to your center and feel the peace and calm as you do that. Just notice how calming that is to not be pulled around by thoughts. You can do this with physical distractions as well. There's an area of the body that is just uncomfortable. Just feel it releasing that attention and bringing that attention back to your center. It's not ignoring the discomfort, it's just letting it be. And releasing the energy of attention that gets put onto a topic, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, and bringing that awareness, that attention back to your center. Notice your breath. Let your attention be with your breath, riding the waves as you breathe in, the wave of air coming in, and watching it leave as you breathe out. Just be in that gentle breath. This is a practice we can do all day long, anytime it's needed, and usually it is. Just being aware of where our thoughts are taking us, and especially when there's a situation that might be extra stressful, just being aware of how our energy is going into that situation. Are we calm? Are we kind? Are we focused on the solution or focused on getting our way? And if we just stop and return our attention back to our breath, to our center, we can proceed in the flow of things instead of in opposition or in stress. And if you have time this morning to continue this practice of unplugging from the thoughts and pulling your energy back into your center, into your heart, to your breath, I invite you to do so. Just continue that in your meditation space. If you need to go about your day, then just take a couple of deep breaths. Feel your feet on the floor, your body in your chair, your own space all around you. And as you pick up your tasks for the day, make sure you're bringing your center to it, to each task. Thank you for joining me today for this meditation time and on my journey right now. I appreciate our time together, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful week. Bye bye.